This is the Supfire HL18 zoomable headlamp or head torch. It's used for a variety of different things, including camping. You can use it for cycling as a front light. You can actually use it as a backlight as well, because the actual lights at the side can be selected to be red only or flashing red, etc. Anyway, we'll talk about that a bit later, but this is what comes when you order it from Amazon UK. Inside the box is the elasticated head strap. There's a standard USB to micro USB charging cable. There is the actual headlamp itself. It has a USB charging port at the bottom, which is a micro USB. It's got two buttons at the top. One is to sequentially select the mode. There are 5 different modes. The other button is to select sensor light. This means that if you press this one and select sensor, the sensors at the front are now used to either turn the headlight on or off by waving your hand in front of the lens. This makes it very convenient because you don't have to be switching, trying to find out which button you press to switch the light on and off. All you do is simply select this one. When that's selected, it's indicated that it's in sensor mode by the actual blue LED lights here, which are also used to indicate the charge level of the built-in 1800 mAh lithium ion battery. It also has a super bright LED zoomable lens, so you can either zoom out or zoom in using this collar here. It also has a bracket so that when it's mounted on your head, you can actually alter the angle, so you can have it either pointing straight out like that, or you can alter the angle to suit the item that you're wanting illuminating. It is a very powerful light on full power and can develop up to 500 lumens. As I said before, these two banks at the side, in the middle one it's got the sensor on each side, and at either side, top and bottom, it's got 2 red lights which can be activated separately to the white light. So this is the headlight now with the head strap attached, and before using, it recommends to fully charge the lithium ion battery. It does come with a certain amount of charge already, so you can test it straight away, but it does recommend to charge the unit fully. This is achieved by just plugging the supplied micro USB cable into the the port at the bottom, and then plug in this standard USB cable into any compatible source. Could be a phone charger, computer, etc. What happens then is, depending on the amount of charge, if it's very low, only one blue light will be on and flashing, indicating that it's charging up and it's at its lowest value. As the charge increases, ever more blue lights start to flash. So as it increases the charge from the minimum, 2 LEDs will flash, then 3, then 4, then as you can see this one now is almost fully charged and the 5th LED is flashing. Once the battery is fully charged, all the LEDs are on steady. So the LED lights are on but not flashing. On a full charge at full power, this will give around about 3.5 hours of use, continuous use, which I think you'll agree is excellent. The construction is very, very good. It's a nice smooth plastic moulding, no sharp edges, and waterproof caps for the charging port, and they're also waterproof switch selectors. The unit is in fact waterproof to IP44, which means that you can't really immerse this in water, but it's certainly usable in any kind of rain or showers, for use on a bike, things like that. It's not really designed for underwater swimming or anything like that. Now, to demonstrate the use and the operation of the switches, it's got, as I said earlier, 5 modes. The first mode is full power. One press of this switch gives full power, and it can be zoomed in and out using the collar at the side. So for in high intensity close use, you can zoom out and then zoom in there and then zoom out for a wider area of illumination. The 5 different modes of the headlight are selected by the right hand switch. One press, as I said, gives full power, and if you press it after a short delay, it switches the light off again. However, if you press the button sequentially, so if you press it twice, you get half power, like now it's on reduced power. If you press it again, it switches off. So only if you press the button sequentially a number of times do you get the different modes. Pressing the button a number of times selects the different modes, as I previously said, and there are 5 different modes. I will demonstrate these by now pressing the button a number of times to select the different modes. So the first press gives full power, the second press gives half power, the third press gives a flashing white light, the fourth press gives red lights, and the fifth press gives flashing red lights. So those are the 5 different modes. And then the 6th press turns it off. To demonstrate the sensor light switch, or motion sensor switch, or motion function, you select the left hand switch, which now switches the light on in full power, and also it can now be switched off simply by moving your hand in front of it. So that's switched the light off, and then if you wave in front of the unit again, it switches the light back on. When the light is switched off and is in sensor mode, the LEDs which indicate the charge level are illuminated to show that this is now in automatic mode. This is, I think, very useful because it means you've got basically hands-free. You can actually, okay, you're switching it off by waving your hand, so technically it's not hands-free, but it means you don't have to be fiddling around when it's actually attached to your head with the buttons. You can just wave your hand in front of it and it switches it on and off. Then to turn it back out of auto mode, you just press the button again and the blue LED lights turn off again. As I said, I think this sets this apart from a number of other headlamps that are out there because it's an extremely useful function, together with the fact that it's waterproof to IP44. It's got a built-in lithium-ion battery, 1800 milliampere hour. It has the motion control. It has, I think, a very useful feature which a lot of the other ones don't have, which is the red light. So you could actually mount this at the back or on a backpack and be particularly if you turn it to red flashing mode, if you're walking along at the side of the road, it certainly gives a nice indication to any oncoming traffic that, well, of your presence, and I think that is a real good safety feature. So that concludes the review of this Supfire zoomable headlamp. Hope you found it interesting and useful. Thanks.